everybody, how's it going? It's Jessie from Jessie and Marie Does Stuff, back on Flosstube. Woot woot. How exciting is that? So yeah, here we are. Today is Tuesday, October the 25th, 2016. It's been over a month since my last update video. I did a couple of little things in between then, but this is my first update video. In fact, it has been so long that I'm breaking this up, hence the reason it's Tuesday, but I'm recording. I never record early, so the reason is that today I'm going to update you guys on September, and then tomorrow, Thor just woke up and had to shake off the sleep. Tomorrow I'm going to do my October update, so then I'll talk about what I've worked on so far in October. That way, this video isn't 8 hours long, because I don't want to edit a video that's that long, and it would take approximately another month to upload. So why don't we just break it up into 2 videos? That way you guys have 2 videos from me instead of just one great big huge long one. It'll be good to go. So before I start showing things and talking about cross-stitch stuff and whatever, I figured that it was time to address my absence. On Stitch Mania, when I first decided to take the break, we've got a bulldog here who's sneaking in the sunlight. Hello, sleepy dog. Hi, sleepy dog. Yes, hello. Oh, yes. You saying hi? He's very tired today. He was up very late last night. So I posted in Stitch Mania when I first took a break, and I didn't go into big details about why I was taking a break, but I did mention it on Stitch Mania. So if you're a member of Stitch Mania on Facebook, then you probably will have seen that. But I didn't make an announcement here, so I'll just kind of explain a little briefly. So back in September, mid-September-ish, I did my Year of Whips challenge video where I showed you guys all of the projects I'm going to finish between now and next December. The next day, I was coming back to do an update video. That update video ended up not happening because Flosstube itchy nose. It was really bad that day. So I took that as a sign, and I'm like, all right, that's fine. I'll do this on Friday. I'll take the day off. I'll come back on Friday, and I'll do this video again. Well, that morning, or rather that afternoon, I got the message that kind of just set this whole thing in motion. I received a private message from an individual who felt the need to attack. They were pretty vicious. It was just one person, but they decided to attack not only my stitching, but also my personal life. I have always, over the last 3 years, talked to you guys about me, about what goes on in my life. I don't know, maybe I've shared too much, because it gave this person some serious ammunition, and it just happened to hit me at the wrong time. I've been dealing with some stuff, hence the, status of things in my life. I've been dealing with some things, and it was just like perfect storm. This person attacked me at the worst possible time, and I was saying this to Danny when it happened. I'm like, they can talk trash about my stitching all they want, because no offense, there's nothing you can say. Like, my stitching, it's pretty darn good, but the personal things that were things that are already poison in my head, that was a step too far. So I thought to step back from YouTube. I wasn't sure at the time if it was going to be permanent. I wasn't sure if it was indefinite. I wasn't sure if it was temporary. I didn't know at the time. But I just needed to take a step back, reevaluate, and kind of, I don't know, find my center and find my okay. I had to be okay, because this individual is, I have no idea who they are. It was a brand new YouTube account, and it looked like they randomly hit letters on their keyboard to create the username. So I took as much action as I possibly could. I deleted, blocked, and reported, but I have no idea what's going to come of that. I mean, I'm not even sure what could come of that. Like, what consequences are there? You shouldn't say bad things to people? Well, no shit. You shouldn't say bad things to people. Don't say bad things to people. It's not nice. I feel like every time I say that, and I've said it a few times, every time I say that, I'm just, like, saying obvious things. Don't say mean things. Be nice. Don't say mean things. I don't know. Anyway. So, yeah. So I took a break. And I continued to stitch. I continued to post on the Facebook groups, with the exception of one. I felt the love from you guys, particularly on Mania, but a couple mentioned my absence on YouTube, and that warmed my heart a little bit. In particular, I just want to give a quick shout out here to Katie, the Stash Queen, and Garrett Coffee Stitcher, because both of them responded with what I would equate to pit bulls. Their first question was not, you know, who was it? It was, who do we need to beat up? Who do we need to kick out of Mania? And it was amusing, but also heartwarming at the same time. So thanks, guys, for that. So over the last month, I've been thinking, all right, am I coming back? Am I not? Am I sticking to other social media for my stitching, or do I just bite the bullet? Do I say I'm going to overcome, kind of a thing? What I found was that I continued to do everything as if I was coming back. So my stitchy spot is over there, and next to it is a wall. And when I finish working on a project for any period of time, I re-envelope it and I lay it against that wall so that it's in order, so that it's easier to set up to do these videos. So subconsciously, I mean, I'm already like planning on coming back, even if I wasn't sure consciously if I was going to. But subconsciously, I just kept stacking it up. My whips and my baskets are over here, so it's not like it would have taken that much to walk over there to over here to put it away. No, I kept stacking it over there. It's been a month, so it was a lot of projects. So Danny was finally like, okay, we got to do something about this. But, so when it dawned on me that I was doing that, I'm like, okay, so maybe this is a sign. I kind of believe in the universe sending me signs. So I thought, okay, the universe is trying to tell me that I'm coming back. But to what degree? I contemplated doing just the slideshow style videos. So where I take before and after pictures and just upload that like it is. But that's never been me. I mean, I do that for these events like the elections challenge and the Olympics challenge from earlier this summer. So, I mean, I do that, but it's not my preferred method. So then I thought, okay, well, what spurred this on? It was the attack on my personal life. So then maybe I'll just come back face to face, but like totally leave out all of my personal stuff. I can't do that. Like, I can't not start off my video with, hey guys, guess what I did? Or, hey guys, this is what's going on in my life. Just this morning, I got very real on Stitch Mania and talked about April 16th and a project that I'm considering doing as a commemorative piece for that. I can't separate my stitching from my personal life because they are intertwined. Like it or not, they are intertwined. So here we are. It's Tuesday, October the 25th. Got my lemonade. We're gonna get back into it. I don't want to say that everything is going to be exactly the same as it was. I will probably rein in a little bit on the personal stuff. Just because not everything about my life needs to be on YouTube. I'm sure you guys can agree about that. You know, I've said it 1,000 times, you guys are my people. You get me. You get my craft. It's called a hobby, but it doesn't feel like a hobby, and you guys understand that. But you are still strangers. And I haven't met any of you in real life. Some of you I may never meet in this lifetime. Thor would like my lemonade. So maybe reining it in a little bit will be good. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm going to continue doing these videos because YouTube and recording and Flosstube has become a portion of my life. So yeah. One other thing that I did want to talk about before I got into the stitching is that I have a favor to ask. And that is that if there are any Flosstubers out there who decide to take a break for whatever reason, personal life, their camera broke, they aren't stitching anymore, whatever, we need to give them a break. We need to let them have that space because we as viewers do not pay Flosstubers to do this. And so if as recorders we feel the need to take a break, we have to be okay with that. Viewers, we have to be okay with that. And that's, I mean, there have been several cases over the years where I've felt like on various social medias, those Flosstubers that have taken a break have caught a lot of flack for it. It's stressful to take a break, and that's not the point. I received nothing but love and support and well wishes during my break. But some, perhaps more popular than I feel have been a little bit bombarded. And I think that we need to be aware. Just a little bit aware, you know? Like, it is a person on the other side of the screen, believe it or not. And I don't think that any Flosstuber takes a break from Flosstube. I don't think they take that lightly, rather. It's not an easy decision. But for personal sanity, sometimes it's necessary. So, something to be mindful of. Okay. Lots of heavy stuff. 15 minutes in. So let's get on to like a normal video. I'm going to take a quick break here and I'll be right back. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do here to get sort of caught up is to answer some questions. These questions are the questions that I was planning on answering on my update video over a month ago. So these do not include any of the new questions that might have come through the comments since then. I will have a look through comments and start replying to those tonight, and pull some questions if there are any for tomorrow. So tomorrow's video will feature any new questions. But there are still a few that we need to go over from forever ago, and so we'll get started. I have my notes here, so if I'm referencing, that's what that's about. So, first question is from Stephanie Messenger. Hi, Stephanie. Sorry that this is coming as a response so late, but I hope that it helps. So she said, I'm a little confused about how you go about your current rotation. I went back and found a video where you made a spreadsheet and allocated different amounts of time based on if the WIP was high, medium, or low priority. Is that how you're still handling your rotation, or is there another video where you changed that I could watch? So that was my rotation about a year ago, and it has gone through several revisions since then. So let's take a minute here and we'll go over what my rotation looks like these days. My rotation is based on the idea that there are 4-ish weeks per month. So I am going to insert, I think I pulled my September calendar because I am still using Excel because I use a calendar style. I'm going to insert that here and then we'll talk it through. So week 1, first of all, you will see on my September calendar, each day has essentially 3 sections. There is a project name on the top written in bold. There is a gray bar in the middle with, sometimes it will have some black writing in it. And then on the bottom, you may be able to barely see some pale gray writing. That is standard, it's not bold or anything. So, week 1 is my sales week, and you will see that the 1st through the 6th, 1st through the 7th of every month will show sales, S-A-L-S, in bold on the top there. Now my sales include 3 projects at this time. It includes my Fantasy Sal by Durian Jones and Lakeside Needlecraft. It includes my Postcards from the World by Clouds Factory. And it also includes my monthly series from the Cricut Collection if I start one of those that month. So for instance, in August, I started August during that first week. So I essentially devote that entire week to those sales, to getting those blocks caught up, to getting the monthlies started. Week 2, move down to the 8th through the 14th, and what you will see there is my Heaven and Earth Designs week. So week 2, I pick a Heaven and Earth design, and I rotate each month through my Heaven and Earth Designs. But I work on that WIP, or that HAID, excuse me, I'm tripping over my words. I work on that HAID for that week. Step down to week 3, so we're talking the 15th through the 23rd. No, 15 through the 21st. Yes, the 15th through the 21st. That is my week 3. Week 3 is my final 8 week. So at the beginning of the year, I picked 8 projects that I wanted to finish this year, calling them my final 8 or my focus 8 or whatever new terminology I pick for it. And I devote a week to that project. So Persephone, you will see there it shows Persephone, and that is one of my final 8. So that's what I worked on in September. Week 4 is where things get a little hairy. Week 4 is an alphabetic daily rotation through the rest of my WIPs, not including Sal's, HAID's, or Final 8. I'm going to add another layer to that. It is a daily rotation through the rest of my Year of WIPs challenge pieces. So essentially, if I have a project that is not a Sal, a HAID, a Final 8, or a Year of WIPs challenge, I don't know the next time I'm going to work on it. Prime example of that. My Glory of Autumn by Dimensions. No clue when I'm going to work on that next, because he looks like a statue. Yeah, he's watching the sunlight. Yes, you. That's none of those previous categories. So I don't know the next time I'm going to work on that. We'll just have to wait and see how this Year of Whips challenge goes. So far, going pretty nice. But, yeah, we're just going to have to reevaluate that a little bit later. So, that's kind of how things are working right now. Now, that middle gray bar on my calendar, that is where I input any information about SALs. So you'll see on the 24th, I have Red Quaker Sampler listed there, because in September, the Color a Day challenge on the 24th in Stitch Mania was Orange Crush, and so I chose to work on my Red Quaker Sampler. I'll show you that here in a minute. On the 26th of every month is the Now I Know My ABCs Stitch Along with Cross Stitch Finish Line, so I was working on D is for Drum on my Prairie Schooler alphabet for that. On that bottom row, the bottom row is the only SAL that does not go in that gray bar, and that is the month-long SAL in Stitch Mania. So I essentially break up the month into 4 weeks again for that month-long SAL. So week 1, you will see that my World of Pure Imagination piece in September was the Fantasy SAL, because it just happened to coincide that it could work for both. So I essentially worked on that piece not only for my SALs week, but also for the World of Pure Imagination. You see the designation WOPI, WOPI, World of Pure Imagination. Week 2, I worked on my Faces of Fairy 201. We've talked about this about a month ago, but just to refresh your memories in case you don't memorize this stuff. So I worked on that project not only for my Heaven and Earth Designs Week, but also for World of Pure Imagination. And that is the case every single month. Top is my rotation, middle is Sal's, bottom is Stitch Mania month-long Sal. I decided not to include my October calendar here because it's extra crazy with this elections challenge going on. So I just thought that I would keep it simple, stick in September. So that's my rotation. I hope that helps. Stephanie, if you have any further questions, or if anybody has any further questions about my rotation, feel free to ask, and I will do what I can to explain further. Okay, next question. Belinda, who is Aussie Stitcher, she asks, how do you store the beads from the Mill Hill kits when you've finished the kit? And hi, Belinda. Again, sorry for the delay in the response here. Now let me see if I can pull one here. I have an envelope here that is basically a catch-all. I had one here. Oh. Is it not here? There it is. Okay, so you guys will know that I finished Love Coffee here a while ago. There's the beads. I put them back. I put everything that I have left from the kit back in the kit. I probably should break up those beads some kind of way, but I'm not exactly sure how to do that because so the kit has the item number for each of the beads inside. But I'm not entirely sure that I want to sort all of those beads. That's a lot of beads. I don't really feel like sorting them. So for now, they're just going to sit in this little kit, and we'll see what happens. I thought about giving away this kit because there is still some thread left and there is the beads left, but I don't think that it may not be enough. There might not be enough materials in here to warrant giving it away. And certainly, I use the perforated paper, so I just put it together and we'll see later on. So that's what I do for now. And I should rephrase that. I don't put the beads back, Danny does. He takes the beads off my tacky bobs for me and gets them back into those little bags. So there's that. Do you love coffee? No, you don't. Okay. McKenna at Every Stitch Counts. Hey, McKenna. She asked, in reference to my Heaven and Earth designs, and she asked this on my Year of Whips challenge video, she said, do you see yourself finishing any of those in 2017? And the best answer to that is probably not. Because these 34 Year of Whips pieces are my focus, Heaven and Earth designs are going to take a back seat, and with how slow I work on these heids, it's not likely that they're going to get finished next year. If any of them are going to get done next year, it will be Faces of Fairy 201, because that piece is only 9 pages long. But that's kind of stretching it because, you know, it's end of October here, and I am approximately, I don't know, 3,000 stitches done with that. So probably not, but we'll see. You never know. I said that this year was going to be the year of finishes, and I tripled my whips, so I'm not committing to anything much, I guess. I've committed to a lot. I don't know why I'm saying that. Okay, Amy M121. Hello, Amy. In one of my videos, I mentioned a drill winder. She wanted to know if that was the same thing as a bobbin winder. It's essentially a handheld power drill that I use to wind bobbins if I have a lot to do. If I only have 1 or 2 to do, then I'll do those by hand. But if I'm doing a lot of them, then I'll just there's one of the drills that that Danny's got. I can get a plastic bobbin in there pretty good. Pull the trigger. I hate that word. But pull the trigger and it spins the bobbin and winds the thread up. So very speedy. And then Beverly Evanger, she posted Beverly's tag. So she's kind of asking some questions about Heaven and Earth designs. She said, when you do your heids or big patterns that are full coverage, regardless of Heaven and Earth design or what company, do you work top down, row by row, or do you do it in columns? So I work in rows. I work in, when you're looking at a full coverage design, there are 10 by 10 blocks. So I will work the top row of 10 by 10 blocks, park in the second row of 10 by 10 blocks, and then pick it up from there once I finish that first row. However, I only stay on a page. I don't work across the whole project and then work down the second row. I used to work in columns, but I have since changed that. I wonder if I have a Heaven and Earth right here. Actually, I do. I have Faces of Fairy. So let me go ahead and pull that out real quick so that I can show you. Because this is a prime example. I started this project working in columns, and then I switched to doing the rows after the success that I had with the last Heaven and Earth Designs challenge. So you can see here, and Thor's going to be really interested in this because of all the parked threads. You can see here that I have this first column done, and then I started working across the rows. So when I pick this back up again, I will have to finish out this block, and then I'll be able to work this next row. And then once I finish that page, I will move over here to page 2 and continue in that way. And the reason that I do that, the reason that I like working in the rows, is that there are no column lines whatsoever. You can't see any issues with columns on this, whereas my mini pearl, oh, I'm sorry, darling, not enough attention. You can see on my mini pearl there's some of those column bumps, so that's why I do the rows now. And it's fast. Okay. And then she also asked, do you use pencil to mark off what you did or markers? I tend to use highlighters if I'm marking. The peculiar thing about this method is that if you can quickly find what row you're working in, I don't even need to mark anymore. So I'll show you guys this tomorrow, but in this moment, I just finished up page 1 of that using this method. I didn't mark that page any further. which was pretty cool. Even in the confetti areas, I might have done some minimal marking, but not a ton. So, yeah. So those are the questions that Beverly asked, essentially for Beverly's tag. So I'm going to insert her questions down below, so if there are any other Heaven and Earth Design or full coverage stitchers out there that want to answer those questions and help Beverly out, you can do so. So that will be in the description box. Okay, quick reset here. Got to get out of the sunlight because the sun is setting. It's about 4:30 in the afternoon. I figure I will remove myself from the sunlight, and I'll be back to show September projects. Okay, so let's get started with the projects that I worked on in September, those last 2.5 weeks or so. There's a few here to show you, so let's just go ahead and get started. Some of these I have worked on since, so there's going to be a little bit of spoiler from my October stitching here, but we'll just roll with it. So, here we go. The first project that I worked on was my Mirabilia Persephone, and this was for my week 3 of my rotation, so this is one of my final 8. That's what she will look like finished. And you'll be seeing a preview here of what she will look like, or excuse me, what she looked like last time. And I am stitching this piece on a 32 count Belfast in Tempest by Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. And this is the progress that I made. So, there we go. So, essentially, I worked on skin. I finished up the skin in her chest, and then I finished up her hand. I know it looks a little weird. The pomegranate will go there, and it will look a lot better. And then I started working down her wrist a little bit. So I have really just the rest of her arm, and then all of the skin is done. I'm so excited for that stage. And this is going to get some love here at the end of this week for the elections challenge, but nonetheless, that's where she stands now, or sits. So there's that. And I am doing the skin 1/1, which is why I'm so excited to be done with the skin. Just a little bit left to go. Lots of work left to do, but just a little bit of skin left. Okay. I'm just going to pack up as I go, as haphazardly as need be. There we go, that's perfect. Okay. Next project that I worked on. Okay, so as you know, Persephone is one of my Year of Whips challenge pieces. So I stopped working on it after that point, and I haven't picked it up since September the 19th. I was supposed to go for another few days, but I decided to delay it a little bit, or to stop it early, so that when I did my Year of Whips challenge video, I would have a clean slate and a clean image of what that looked like at the beginning. So, essentially, I started my week 4 a little bit early. So, the first project that I worked on in week 4 is the Queen Mermaid by Mirabilia. And that's what she looks like finished. You'll be seeing a preview here of what she looked like last time. Thor. Go lay down. Who's here? Magic words. I am stitching this on a 32 count Belfast linen in As You Wish by Under the Sea Fabrics. Oh, and speaking of those 2 fabric dyers, I'm going to do haul stuff tomorrow. This is just a September quick update. Okay, so here's the progress that I made. So I did quite a bit on her bottom half, I guess. Excuse my nose itching. So I filled in pretty much most of this body of her tail, I guess where her legs would be. And then I did some of the leaf work in there. And this fabric is beautiful. I absolutely love this one. I'm glad that this is a permanent one in Leslie's line because it's gorgeous. You can see it's pretty blues with a little bit of green in it. Very pretty. Thor, are you making my nose itch? Is that what my nose itches so much? Okay, so the next project that I worked on was the Raven Queen, also by Mirabilia. Clearly I was going through a bit of a Mirabilia phase here. It's just how it worked out with my rotations. So, quick refresher, this is the Raven Queen. Which I am stitching on a 32 count Haunted Belfast linen by Picture This Plus. Now, Stephanie from Miss Oh So Crafty, mine is green too, which I wasn't expecting, and it works out okay for Raven Queen, but I know it's what you said you didn't want for Stargazer, but there is definitely some green tints, and it never comes through on the camera. In the camera it looks exactly like I would want it to, but it is definitely, it's got some green tint to it. So here's a preview of what it looked like the last time you saw it. And here is what it looks like today. Can you see the face? I can't not see the face. So here's his nose, and then his lip. This is kind of an ear over here. I can't not see the face. Like, it blows my mind. And I can't decide if it makes me think of Hitler or Thomas Jefferson. Anyway, so basically what I worked on this particular day that I worked on it, I focused on a lot of black. I'm using Anchor 403, which is the Anchor Black, which, as you can see, is really a phenomenal coverage. So that's where I am with Raven Queen. Okay, next is a piece that has a drastic difference from where you saw it last time to where it is now. And that is because I became so thoroughly obsessed with this project that I could not put it down. That is The Reader by Joan Elliott. I ended up changing my plans for World of Pure Imagination so that I could make this my fourth week piece. And then the last few days of September, I wiped out my rotation and I just worked on this. So this project got a lot of love at the end of September. And even then it was hard to put down. Like, I get it why people are obsessed with Joan Elliott. I get it, because this piece, it's just wonderful. So this is The Reader by Joan Elliott. And I get to work on her later this week, and I'm so excited. Since she's not one of my Year of Whips pieces, I have to fit her in wherever I can. I am stitching her on 28 count gingerbread cashel from Picture This Plus. You'll be seeing a preview here of what she looked like last time. Okay, are you guys ready for this? It's pretty drastic, but it makes me so happy. I just can't even tell you. Ta-da! So, I mean, we're talking that I had like a little bit of the blue done, and then wham! Now it looks like a skirt. I got some of the border done, not the back stitch, because the back stitch is done in acrylic that I actually don't have just yet. Some of this little bench motif that she's sitting on. This is like a shawl that she's wearing. It's kind of draped over her arms. Yeah, lots and lots and lots of progress. And I'm in love with this piece. OMG. It's got to be one of my favorite whips right now. Yeah, I couldn't stop. So there's The Reader. And there's going to be a whole lot more Joan Elliott's in my future, because this has been such a joy to stitch on. just in case you want to see it again. I'm obsessed. And I cannot wait to get back to that later this week for the elections challenge. I don't know what I'm going to do that day because I'm not going to want to stitch on anything else. Anyway. Okay, up next we have a project that I have since worked on during October here, but I'm just going to go ahead and show it to you anyway. This is a recipe for a magical night. And I'm stitching this. Did you see that there? That's what it will look like finished. That's a black and white version because I'm doing mine in all kinds of crazy colors. I'm stitching it on a 28 count Lugana in Misty Morning from Under the Sea Fabrics. Okay, and preview here of what it looked like the last time you saw it. And here's where I am today. So essentially, I'm just going to fold up here so that I can hold it all in one hand and show you. I worked on this blue part right here. This is what I did yesterday. I think I actually did some of the purple one here. So let's see. This, the blue one here is Fiberlicious. I think I'm saying that right. Spring Blossom. And so there's some blues and pinks and greens in that thread. That's all one thread. And then this one down here is Moe's in Amy Pond. And it is purple and orange. So that's where we are currently. I really enjoy this piece every time I work on it, but it terrifies me every time I work on it. I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. And then I do, and it's fine. I'm just overly dramatic sometimes. So there we have it. Some of these I am taking the effort to stitch diagonally so that you can see the curve in it. You can kind of see over here where I stitched diagonally. And then some I'm just stitching straight. Just kind of depends on my mood and how much effort I want to put in. Okay, so there's that. All right. Next, we have a Mill Hill kit that I should have finished, but I didn't because I'm sure I was working on the reader at the time. But so that Mill Hill kit is Charmed Santa Face Saint Nick. And here's a preview of what that looked like the last time you saw it. And here is what he looks like today. So, finished up his beard. And that's basically all that I had time for that day. Because I just wanted to work on the reader. Sorry, I'm a little shaky. So there we have it, Saint Nick. The next time I work on this, which I don't know when, but the next time I do, it'll be a really quick finish. I mean, this is a little one. It's 2 pieces, as you can see here, but it's still pretty little. So there's that. Okay. Up next was the 24th. And on the 24th, as I was talking about, was the Orange Crush Color a Day Challenge in Stitch Mania. And I chose to work on my Red Quaker sampler. This is by Needle Knowledge and Cheryl Fall. It is a free design, so I'll be sure to link it in the description box for you. This was a Stitch Mania start, and so here's a preview of what it looked like the last time you saw it. And here is where I am currently. I'm stitching this in Hokey Colors, so it's maroon and orange, on a 28 count Lambswool Jobelin from Witchells. And I got a lot done that day, y'all. Did not just do orange. I did some orange and then some maroon. So I'm pretty impressed with how it's looking. I don't know, what do you guys think? I think it looks really nice against this very neutral brown fabric. Lamb's wool. These kind of look like suggestive flowers, which makes me happy. These make me think of like candy. I don't know why, but it gives me that thought of candy. And it's all cross stitch and back stitch. As you can see, I did the back stitch on this motif up here and a little bit down there as well. So there we have it. That is my red Quaker sampler. There's another project that I'm not quite sure the next time I'm going to get to it, but when I do, I will. I've got some of the best sayings today. When I do, I will. Okay, up next I have a finish. This is the first of 4 finishes that I've had since we last spoke, so I've been a little bit busy. Was it 4? Maybe only 3. I don't know, I'll have to go over that. Anyway, so the next project that I worked on was my skeleton key, and this is by Stitchy Fish Designs. I got this out of the Halloween 2016 issue of Just Cross Stitch. It was the Halloween special edition, and I finished it. Oh, preview here of what it looked like. This was a start for the Summer Olympics challenge. And there he is all done. How cool is that? Now this is stitched on a very small 9x13 piece of Cyprium Belfast linen from Picture This Plus. And I gotta tell you, it's a lot deeper than it's showing. It's showing up a lot more pale than it is. In particular up here, these rusts and oranges are a lot more vibrant. And then the key itself, you can see that there in the light, how it sparkles. Oh, that looks so good. So I stitched this with 1 strand of Krennic number 4 braid in, the number is 005, which is black, and then 1 strand of DMC 310, so that it would have the sparkle, but it wouldn't be overly sparkly, and so that it would have good coverage, which I think it does. And I finished it same day that I started working on it. And let's show you the bottom a little bit. I really like the actual, I guess, key part. It looks really cool. One thing I am going to do with it, which I haven't done yet, and you need to, I'm actually going to rip out that bottom ball there, and I'm going to replace it with my signature, because my signature needs to go in here somewhere. It doesn't yet, and that is where Danny suggested, and that's really a pretty good spot for it, so that is coming up soon. I have some editing to do on a couple of my finishes. This one and the You Have Bewitched Me body and soul piece, that needs some editing as well. So there we have it. A finish. And I can't remember what finish that is. I believe it's number 13, maybe 12, something like that. Okay, a couple more to go. This next one did not get a whole lot of progress because this chart is not easy. Alright, so this is Snow Queen by Mirabilia. This chart is not easy because it uses the gray. So it's a 2-sided chart. It uses the gray lines, but it doesn't show stitches that are repeated on the other side. It's just to help you place it. So, like for instance, it shows those 2 rows of stitches, or columns, excuse me. That's the other thing about this, is that it's not 2 pages stacked on top of each other. It's side by side. I can't even explain it in a way that makes sense, but basically, I gave the chart to Danny and he took it to work. They have some, I think they're 11 by 17 printers, because they do construction work, so they need for blueprints and whatnot. So he printed off some new copies of the chart so that I can sit them right next to each other so I can figure out where the heck I am. Because I get so confused. So I'm not even going to show you a before because I can tell you real easily what I got done. And it's such a shame that I don't like this chart because I love the project. So this is being stitched on 32 count opalescent Darkness Falls by Under the Sea Fabrics. And this blue section down here, I added a couple rows to that. And then I came up here and did this purple. And that's all I could handle. I was not in a good place stitching this. So I thought, okay, universe, I hear you. I will put it down. So I did. I probably went back to the reader. So there's that. I cannot wait to make some good solid progress on this because it's going to be so beautiful. Look at this fabric. It's just out of this world. It's going to be gorgeous. And that's the way the sunlight's coming in. It's sparkling real good. Oh, I can't wait. I'm hoping that the next time that I work on this, that the edited chart will make things a little bit easier. Okay. 3 more to go. Up next, I have my Prairie Schooler alphabet. So I'm also not going to show you any preview of what it looked like last time for this one, because I can tell you what I did. So this was for the Now I Know My ABCs letter D on the 26th of September. So chart number 2. So I got started on this block up here. D is for drum. And I absolutely love this piece. I love the bald eagle there on the bottom. But that wide expanse of red, oh, that's going to be some intense stitching going on in there. Anywho, I am stitching the entire alphabet on 3 separate pieces of 40 count platinum Newcastle linen from Zweigart. And it's going 9 letters per piece of fabric. So essentially, I stitched rum. I didn't get to any of the D because what I ended up having to do was map my way down to the bottom of A, then get started on D, is for drum, and then try to work my way over to this side to get to the edge. So I got through rum. It just happened to be the logical ending of my thread, so I thought, okay, well, that's good. I stitched rum. So that's that. And I will work on this piece actually tomorrow when I start E is for embroidery. Okay, 2 more to go. Next we have Snowy Owl Snowman. This is by Jim Shore Mill Hill Kit. Preview here of what it looked like the last time you saw it. Okay. And I have a convenient piece of paper here. So I did a good little bit. I wouldn't say a ton, but a good little bit. Again, my obsession with the reader. I couldn't focus on anything else. So I think I did a little bit of stitching in the wing, a little bit of stitching in the face, not wing, it's not a wing, his arm. And I'm not used to a snowman having anything more than a stick for an arm, and it looks like a wing. Anywho. And then I did this dark turquoise here in the top, in his hat. Thor is barking at somebody who's inevitably like walking past the house. Anyway, so that's what I got done on Snowy Owl Snowman. All right. Last piece. What are you? Isn't that sad? I don't even know what this is. Oh, this is my kit for the reader. That's it. That was the last project I worked on. Totally forgot. So that's the last project that I worked on in September. And then, like I said, tomorrow I'll be back for another video so I can talk about what I did in what I've done so far in October, as well as what my plans are for the rest of October. I'm also going to do I'm going to show off any haul that I've got, and I'm going to talk about books because there has been some developments in the bookish realm. So, ladies and gents, I think that's all I've got for you today. I'm sorry about the brokenness of this video, but with my nose itching so much, it is what it is. Alright guys, thank you so much once again for your support. Thank you for watching. Thank you to my subscribers. I don't think that I say this enough, and I certainly don't say it effectively enough. But I really appreciate you guys. You are the reason why I came back. You're the reason why I do this, and I'm grateful. Okay guys, see you tomorrow. Bye.